Welcome everybody. This is the Committee on Labor, Culture and the Arts. First up, we have a joint hearing with the Committee on Public Safety, Governmental Relations, and Military Affairs. Prior to that, I will announce some housekeeping measures that we need to announce. This meeting is being streamed live on YouTube. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business on Wednesday at 3 p.m. in room 225. Yeah, okay. And a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. 3 p.m. I said 3 p.m. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Joint Committee with Public Safety. We have one bill. Today is Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2022. It is 3 p.m. and we are in conference room 225 along with members on video conference. We have Senate Bill 3142, which is relating to the workers' compensation law. It amends the title of Chapter 386, Part 5, Subpart C, Hawaii Revised Statutes to add reserve public safety law enforcement officers to be covered under workers' compensation. So, first up to testify, we have Department of Labor Industrial Relations, the Director, and Pereira Estacio.
Good afternoon, Chairs Taniguchi and Chair Nishihara, and Vice Chairs Ihara and Vice Chair Decoy. My name is Annie Stockill, Director, Department of Labor. The department stands on its testimony, and we're here for any questions if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have testimony and support from the Department of Public Safety, Director Max Otani, and an individual, Alan Urasaki, like I said, both in support. Do we have any questions from members? Questions? Okay, if not, we will recess and go into decision-making on this one bill. Again, this is the Committee on Labor, Culture and the Arts, jointly with the Committee on Public Safety, Intergovernmental and Military Affairs. We are just going into decision-making on Senate Bill 3142 relating to workers' compensation law. I believe both chairs have talked about this, and we will recommend that the bill pass as is. Is that correct, Senator Nishihara?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Any discussion on the recommendation? If not, I'll turn it to Senator Ihara for the vote.
We're voting on the Joint Chair's recommendation to pass Senate Bill 3142 unamended. Chair Taniguchi.
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang.
Aye.
Senator Keohokalole is excused. Senator Favela. Senator Favela is here.
Yeah, he's gonna unmute. Unmute.
Senator Favela, could you unmute and
so you can vote?
I think if you give a hand.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Recommendation.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
We got it.
Public safety, same recommendation, passes as is. Chair goes aye. The vice chair is excused. Senator Baker.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
I think Senator Chang, are you online too?
No, Riviere.
Oh, Revere, is he there?
No, Senator, that's it.
No. Then I guess we have, I think we have enough for quorum, so I think we're okay. No, we're not. We're short one.
Got three.
We have quorum. Okay. Thank you.
So how did Senator Favela vote?
I think he voted aye.
Okay.
Oh, Senator, because you didn't ask his name.
I didn't call your name, Senator. I'm sorry. Senator Favela.
Aye. So Chair, if I have the vote correctly, it's Chair voted aye, your Vice Chair is excused, Baker voted aye, Senator Riviere is excused, and Senator Favela voted aye. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, your recommendation's adopted, 3 ayes, 2 excused.
Thank you. We'll adjourn the joint hearing and call our Committee on Labor, Culture, and the Arts in about a minute to allow our technical people to work that out. Welcome, everyone. This is the Committee on Labor, Culture, and the Arts. We'd like to greet everyone today. We have a hearing on a couple of Senate bills. Today is Monday, February 14th, 2022. This is for a hearing that begins at 3:10 p.m. and we are in conference room 225. The first bill up today is Senate Bill 3338. This is relating to the Kalapapa Memorial. It appropriates funds for the design, plans, and construction of the Kalapapa Memorial. First up, we have a number of testifiers, but first up we have, I believe, Kehaulani Lum.
Mahalo,
Okay.
mahalo. Sorry about that. Aloha.
Aloha.
Um, Ms. Kehalani Lam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for considering this bill. I'm here to testify in strong support of SB 3338, which appropriates funds for the design, plans, and construction of the Kalaupapa Memorial. I am a board member of Ka'ohana o Kalaupapa, a member of the design team, and also a descendant of at least 4 members from Hawai'i Island who were taken as children. Of the 4, only one ever returned home to visit, my Uncle Henry Kalalahilimoku Nala'ielua. The rest were separately taken away and died within months of their arrival at the peninsula at ages 9, 11, 16. Uncle Henry was only a 10-year-old child when he was taken into custody. That's the term that was used on May 12, 1936, and he was given a new identity, a patient number 3367, and it would be his number for the rest of his life. In 2009, he testified, sent his testimony to Congress, calling for the creation of a memorial, saying, "I believe that the memorial will be a place that people could go to, and just by looking at the list, they find a relative or friends they knew. I think for me, it would be a cherished memory to have a monument that tells the people, this is what we wanted, and this is what we have." The request of $5 million from the legislature will be matched by funding an endowment that we ourselves will raise. And the cost per person is only $625, a figure I think is very small compared to the price that they paid so that others could breathe free. What is the value of a human life which suffered and died in exile so that our ancestors and we could survive? Surely we know this feeling today like never before. My heartfelt aloha and mahalo to you, Chair Taniguchi, Vice Chair Ihara, and the members of the committee for hearing this again, because it was on this day 2 years ago that my beloved Kupuna Piolani Mota, for whom I delivered a testimony in support, passed. And I know that she's with us today, looking down in deep gratitude to all of you. We pray that we can have your leadership and support for shining a light on Hawaii's true heroes, and our gratitude will run for generations. Mahalo. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer.
Thank you, Kehaulani. Next, we have Valerie Monson from Ka'ohana o Kalapapa.
Aloha, Chair Taniguchi and Vice Chair Ihara and members of the committee.
Aloha.
I stand by my testimony and in strong support of this bill, and I'm here if you have additional questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Valerie. Next, we have DeGray Vanderbilt. DeGray.
Aloha, Chair
Aloha.
Taniguchi, members of the committee. I've been a resident of Molokai for about 40 years, and now I'm living on Maui with my partner, Valerie. And I'm a founding board member, a founding member of Ka'ohana o Kalapapa, and currently I'm a board member, secretary of the corporation, and I serve as the compliance coordinator. And we've had to go through 4 strenuous environmental historic preservation compliance processes, both state and federal. You'd think we were building H3, but we made it. And we've just done a tremendous amount. And I guess what's amazing about this organization, we have enlisted several professionals that have brought us to this point. Don Stastny Architects out of Washington, Portland, Oregon, who were involved as the design coordinators for Flight 93 Memorial, Oklahoma City Memorial, and other well-known memorials, along with working with G70 International and Goodfellow Brothers Contractors, who has done a tremendous amount of work at Kalapapa and is very well respected by the community, who will be the contractor for the memorial. Munakio and Hiraga Planners. RM Towel has done a tremendous job for us with sending out their senior surveyors to do the topographical maps. So this isn't something that we're just as an idea. It's been in the works. It's gotten congressional approval by the Kalapapa Memorial Act, signed into law by President Barack Obama in 2009. And we've brought it to the point where we're ready to go. I think you'll see a great testimony from Hitoshi Hida with renderings of the memorial. He's one of the great, he's retired now from G70, but he's one of the great architectural artists in the country. And so we really would like your support on this. And before I tune out, I'd just like to thank your committee clerk, Tom Heinrich. They had a glitch in the Hawaii state system on Friday, a lot of problems with people trying to submit testimonies. And Tom worked very closely, because I think we had about 35 or so testimonies come in, and a lot of them were from descendants and residents, and having their testimony on the record, and some of them were very powerful, really meant a lot. And I want to thank Tom for all that he did in guiding this thing through. And I'd like to close with just one statement. I'm glad they put the testimonies up because I was looking through them and there was one by a Vietnam veteran, Cummins Mahoy. And in his letter, he said, as a Vietnam veteran, when visiting the wall in Washington, D.C., I can honor by touch over 58,000 names of fallen soldiers. I will be able to embrace a similar experience when I visit the Kalapapa Memorial and able to honor by touch the inscribed names of 8,000 Hawaii citizens who endured prejudice, leprosy, stigma, etc. And what he said about fallen soldiers is similar to the people sent to Kalapapa. Peter Keola Jr., who was a tour driver and musician, and he was sent to Kalapapa in 1940, had this to say about the memorial. It is good for people to remember who were here before us. It was just like those who went to war and died. There are monuments with their names on it. My mother was also sent to Kalapapa. And Kehau mentioned the cost of $650 per person, which the 5 million represents. And that's a small price, but the memorial is so important with the names because there's less than 1,000 marked graves at Kalapapa of the 8,000 people who have passed away there. So thank you very much for your consideration. And I sure appreciate all the people that testified because there's some pretty powerful testimonies in there in support. So thank you very much.
Thank you, DeGray. I believe that's all the testifiers we have on Zoom, but we did receive, as Mr. Vanderbilt mentioned, roughly 36 in support testimonies, as well as comments from the Department of Budget and Finance. So do we have any questions from members? Questions? Okay. Thank you very much. We'll proceed to the next bill. Our next bill is Senate Bill 2059. Again, the Senate Bill 2059 relating to state symbols. This designates Ohia Lehua as the state endemic tree. Members, just want to make some comments prior to going into the testimonies. We've had many individuals, including students from various schools, submit testimony. And for many of them, this is their first time doing so. We would like to thank the teachers and students who put a lot of time and effort into writing testimony in support of SB 2059 to name Ohia Lehua as the state's endemic tree. We have a total of 307 testimonies in support from the following schools. Miss Addie Kim's 4th grade students at Iolani School. We had 34 students submitting testimony. Hawaii Tech Academy, we had 6 7th graders and 15 8th graders who submitted testimony. Kalaheo High School, 3 9th graders, 4 10th graders, 7 11th graders, and 1 12th grader, all who submitted testimonies. From Kamehameha Schools Maui, we had 67 students submit testimony. We also had testimony from the Aloha Ambassadors Program at Kaneohe Elementary School and their advisor, Ms. Catherine Elwanger, for which we had 3 3rd graders, 2 4th graders, and 2 5th graders submit testimony. We had a total of 126 students from Highlands Intermediate School who submitted testimony. And we also had Miss Serena Marsden's Honu kindergarten class of Les Jardins Academy submit testimony. Having said that, I've looked over the testimonies and appreciate the students' PowerPoint presentations, films, paintings, and sketches made. The testimonies are posted on the legislature's website and are accessible to everyone to see. When you go to the legislative website at www.capital.hawaii.gov, under Bill Status, Measure Status, search SB 2059 and press Enter. Once you're on the Bill Status page, on the right-hand side, you will see a section that says Testimony. Click on the link to have access to all testimonies from today's hearing. You may navigate using the Contents tab on the left-hand side. Under Catherine Elwanger is a link to students' PowerPoint from Kaneohe Elementary, as well as video testimonies. Under Serena Marsden is the link to students' drawings and poster from Honu Kindergarten class of Les Jardins. Under Addie Kim is a link to student drawings and paintings from the 4th graders at Iolani School. We want to thank everyone for their testimonies. And I'm just sorry that we couldn't read all 300, have all 307 testify today, but we're very grateful for them. Okay, having said that, the people that signed up for Zoom, we have from the Department of Land and Natural Resources, Marigold Zal.
Thank you,
Josh.
Chair Tonoguchi, Vice Chair Ihara, and members of the committee. I'm Josh Atwood here on behalf of Chair Suzanne Case and Marigold Zoll, who is the acting division administrator for Forestry and Wildlife. We are in support of this measure. We'll stand on our written testimony, and I'm available for any questions. Mahalo.
Thank you, Josh. Okay, so that would be also David Smith's testimony. Okay.
Yes, unless he submitted personal testimony, that would also be David Smith.
Okay, thank you. I guess next we have Kylie Lefebvre.
Aloha,
Kylie,
Chair Taniguchi,
Good
Vice
to see
Chair
you.
Ihara, and members of the committee. Hi. My name is Kylie, and I'm in full support of this bill, SB 2059, to designate ohia the first state endemic tree. And I think it's fitting that we're here on Valentine's Day talking about ohia, because I'd like to just add to my testimony that there, are obviously a lot of people who love and appreciate ohia. And I greatly appreciate you, recognizing all the haumana, the students from across the state, because they did put a lot of effort into that. We've been working to engage the students and learn a little bit about civics and learn a lot about ohia. And it didn't take much to get them to, provide their testimonies on for you today. And so I greatly appreciate that you recognize them for that. But we also have, of course, all the other folks that are working across the state to save ohia from things like rapid ohia death and from climate change. And, they're putting in a lot of work, and this bill would recognize that work. And then we have the cultural practitioners and cultivators and people who just love ohia and appreciate ohia. And I think that this bill would also recognize their efforts and their love for ohia. So I greatly appreciate your consideration for SB 2059. Mahalo.
Thank you, Kylie. We also want to acknowledge that we appreciate you sending us the seed packets for ohia. Thank you. Okay, I believe that's all we have online. So do we have any questions from members? If not, Chair just had a quick question. One of the issues that was raised, I guess, by the Department of Labor is that currently the bill would want the Department of Labor Community Services section to take care of this. Office of Community Services. We're thinking that probably it should be DLNR, right? Either maybe Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong bill.
Sure. I'm not familiar with that particular provision of the measure.
Oh, sorry. Wrong bill. Sorry.
Okay.
Grace. Okay, sorry. Okay, any questions from members on this one? Okay, if not, thank you, everybody. We'll see you. Again, thank you to all the students and their teachers for the presentation today. So we'll proceed to Senate Bill 2202. This is relating to Volunteer Month. We don't actually have any testimonies. This was added to our calendar on February 10th. And so that might possibly be part of the reason, but anyway, we do have supportive testimony from 8 individuals. And so do we have any questions from members on that one? Volunteer Month, yeah. I think we have Volunteer Week now. Oh, we don't have, okay. Oh, at the county, okay. The county, okay. All right, so I guess we will recess the public hearing, go into decision making. On the 3 bills that we just heard, the first is Senate Bill 3338 relating to Kalapapa Memorial. Sorry, I should have asked Josh about that, but they didn't testify on the first bill. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Is Josh still on? Hey,
I am, yes, I'm here.
just a quick question. For the Kalapapa bills, not the not Ohia. Some of the testimony from DLIR is that the Office of Community Services is not equipped to handle that, and that they would prefer either DLNR. I guess I was thinking possibly the Department of Health, but I would prefer DLNR to kind of take a look at that or to help handle that, but I'm not sure you guys are able to do it. So at this point, what do you have any opinion on that, Josh?
I don't. I apologize, but I'm not assigned that bill, so I'm not familiar with the measure. But I can take that question back to our leadership and have them respond to you.
Okay. DeGray, did you want to say something?
20-minute talk with the OCS folks today. Let's see, it was with Giovanni, and gave him some information, and I said that, you know, we weren't set on OCS. That was a decision by the senators based on the great work that OCS does and as administrators in general. And as far as some of the suggestions, I think originally we had proposed DOH. Goodfellow Brothers is the contractor. They have done a lot of work down at Kalapapa and have worked very well with DOH on all the jobs that they've had. So that's a possibility to consider. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, DeGray. Okay, so as far as the decision making today, I guess what we'll do then is I'm probably going to recommend that we change the expending agency to Department of Health right now, and also ask that maybe DLNR get back to us on if that would be a possibility for them. How's that sound? Sounds good. Okay. So Yeah, it does go to the next Ways and Means Committee next, so we'll have some time to kind of sort that out. Okay, so on this one, Chair is going to recommend we pass with amendments, and we amend to have the Department of Health be the expending agency, but that we request the Ways and Means Committee to take a look at either Department of Health or DLNR as to which department would be a better expending agency for this project. Okay, any discussion? If not, Senator Ihara.
Chair, all members of the Labor, Culture and Arts Committee are present, and we're voting on your recommendation to pass Senate Bill 3338 with amendments. Chair Taniguchi.
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang.
Aye.
Senator Kyoho Kalole.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
Recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. We'll proceed to Senate Bill 2059. This is relating to state symbols. It designates Ohia Lehua as the state endemic tree. Chair is going to recommend that we pass with amendments. We revise Section 1 to insert some of the facts contained in Senate Bill 2520 about Ohia Lehua. This is a bill authored by Senator Revere. We'll also make technical and non-substantive amendments for the purposes of clarity and consistency. Any discussion? Not Senator Ihara.
For the members present, which is everyone, any reservations or objections to the recommendation to pass Senate Bill 2059 with amendments? Hearing none, the recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. Last bill, Senate Bill 2202 relating to Volunteer Month. Chair is going to recommend we pass as is. Any discussion? If not, Senator Ihara.
We're voting on the chair's recommendation to pass Senate Bill 2202 unamended. Any reservations or objections? Hearing none, the recommendation is adopted.
Thank you very much, members. Appreciate